Everybody, this is Merly13 Games, and if you want to be a badass like that, all you gotta do is just get your smithing up and make that armor. So, first thing you have to do, starting out in Whiterun, we're gonna be going down to Riften. I just wanted to start here because it's gonna be like our little base of operation. So I'm doing this one without any exploits. So it's gonna be a little bit more involved than just fucking going underneath the Skyforge or getting that chest in Dawnstar. So once you get to Riften, all you have to do is just find this one door that leads to the docks. It's kind of on the back right side of Riften once you enter it. Go down through the docks, you'll find this Argonian right over here. You just gotta talk to her or whatever. She'll give you the quest, and she'll give you the quest lexicon that you're gonna need. And after she finally does give you the quest, all you have to do is just go to the location. This is a simple quest. It's like step by step, whatever. It's like a straight shot from Riften, but before you do run there, make sure you do take off all of your heavy armor if you're wearing any, otherwise your stamina will go down a lot. Once you get inside, just fucking kill everything, go Rambo on all these motherfuckers. Make sure you do loot them. You're looking for the Dwemer metal that you can smelt. The only bad thing about that is it weighs a lot, so you know, that's what followers are for. Just give them all the shit to carry. Last enemy of this dungeon is Centurion. Really easy to beat. All you have to do is just stay behind him, make sure you just keep circling him and kite him, make it so he's confused where you are, and he will go down eventually. He's actually pretty easy, but he's powerful if you just stand still and he fucking wails on you. Now, last step of this quest, all you have to do is just place that lexicon right there and you will get ancient knowledge. And you are done with step one. You do not have to go back down to the Riften docks to talk to the Argonian. And ancient knowledge, it's a little bit bugged, and I'll get to that later. Now, next step, you're going to want to go to Mazeleft. It's just north of Riften, or you're going to have to go south of Windhelm. It's about the same distance each time, so it doesn't really matter too much. You're going to want to go into the storeroom instead of going to the actual Mazeleft. The actual Mazeleft is locked because you need to start doing some quests to actually get in there. I don't want to get into that, but all you have to do is just unlock 2 of these doors, and through this door is the piece that you're actually looking for. You're looking for this shard right here, and then this will start the next quest that you need to complete. So after you finally do get that shard and the quest starts, just loot the shit out of this building. There's going to be scrap metal up high, down low, whatever. After you're done in there and you come outside, you're going to have to go get this book off of his dead body. This is like a very unnecessary part of the quest, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, you don't have to do it. I'm just showing it because then the map marker will appear once you read the book, and it'll make your life a whole lot easier. So you just follow the map marker and that's it. And as you can see, following the map, it's kind of on the other side of Skyrim. So this is a good point to go back to Whiterun and unload all of your stuff. If you don't have a house to put anything in, you can go to the Drunken Huntsman and go to this wardrobe over here. You sneak and you can go into it. You can store anything you want in there. It will not disappear. So this is a good place to put all of your heavy crap. So next thing, I had to take a carriage because I don't have Markarth unlocked. Once you finally get to Markarth, just follow the waypoint and then you'll eventually get there. Once you get inside, there'll be a bunch of those robot bodies lying around, the Dwemer stuff, and you'll just have to scavenge that. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll eventually meet Katria in this room. Just talk to her or whatever. So you'll come to this part of the quest. This is the whole tonal lock and everything. All you have to do is just shoot the locks with the bow in this order. If you do mess up the order, you'll just be ambushed by like, it'll just increase the difficulty of things ambushing you every time. I think after like the 4th time of screwing it up, you'll be attacked by that Centurion in the center right there. So after you finally get it all unlocked, you're just gonna have to go inside into where it just unlocked, and you'll find the 2nd Ethereum shard. So after you pick up that shard, make sure you do loot around. There are 2 shelves right around where that shard is. There's a bunch of scrap metal on there. After you finally make your way out of there, there's a little stop that you have to go to. You're going to Reachwind Ire, or Ear, whatever the fuck it's called. It's not too far away. There's no enemies in it. All it is just going in there and just looting everything that you can. Alright, so once you finally get out of there, you're going to have to go back to Markarth And from Markarth, you're going up to Deepfolk Crossing, but on the way, you're going to have to make a little detour to the Loverstone. All you have to do is just unlock it as a waypoint, and then we're going to revisit that later on and continue up to Deepfolk Crossing. Once you finally get up there, you just have to cross this bridge. Keep following along this path, and about, I don't know, 50 yards away, there will be this little mound over here, and you're just going to have to pick up the 3rd Ethereum Shard. So the 4th and final Ethereum Shard that you're going to have to collect, it's going to be near Windhelm. All you have to do is just go like due west right at the stables. You'll get there. Once you're inside, there's going to be a bunch of Dwemer scrap metal everywhere. Just make sure you take all of that. Now, once you finally get to this area right here, the one big room with all these cogs, all it is just a bunch of stuck bones and struts inside these gears. There's only 4 gears that you have to take the struts or the bones out of. And finally, the last part, all you have to do is just activate that button when you have everything cleared. And, you know, of course, there's another fucking Centurion that you have to face. This one is a little bit harder than the other ones. Just make sure, you know, you do what you did to the other one and just get behind him. The final Ethereum Shard will be at the end. There's a little bit of scrap metal on the ground before you get to there. Pick that up, and then you will finally have all of them. And all you have to do is just finally go to the forge.
It's almost time. I'll meet you at the forge.
Now, to get to the forge from your current location, all it is near Riften, but it's also near where we were before for the first quest. So if you don't have anywhere else unlocked, you could just fast travel there. So after you're done killing everything, you killed that one forge master or whatever, which was a tough son of a bitch. All you have to do is just go to that one chest and get all the materials from there, and then you can finally use the forge. Now, with the forge, there are 3 things that you craft. You can craft the crown, the shield, or the staff. You have to craft the crown for this to work, otherwise it will not, and I believe that the crown is kind of the best one that you can craft here. Now you are finally done with step number 2. Now it's time for step number 3. So for step number 3, you're going to have to go back to Markarth, and specifically you're going to have to go to Understone Keep. Once inside, you're going to have to look for Calselmo. He's the one mage there that's been researching the site there. You just follow where I'm going. It's very easy to get there. It's just you turn left, and he'll be over here arguing. Talk to him, he'll argue with you, and eventually he'll give you like a little quest to kill a spider inside, and he will eventually give you a key too. So once inside, there's a bunch of scrap metal and there's some spiders. You need to get this potion right here, and it's right there. It's just on top of some of those pillars. All you have to do is just do a little jumps to get there. Kill Mimi, kind of easy, especially at this level. Now, after you finally kill the spider, you don't have to progress any further if you don't want to into the dungeon. There are 2 options you could take, but before you take those options, you have to go back to Calselmo. Tell him that you killed Mimi. He will give you a key to the museum. Now, one of the 2 options is to go raid the museum. There should be a little bit over 100 scrap metal in there. Or your second option is to continue raiding the dungeon and get your 100 scrap metal from there. Now, it's up to you. It doesn't really matter. I just prefer going through the dungeon because the museum does not reset. What you take and don't replace, it will not respawn or whatever. The dungeon, it will respawn, I believe, after 30 in-game days. So it's up to you. There should be enough scrap metal in both of them so you don't really have to worry about it. So if you do decide to go into the dungeon, the only area or section of the dungeon that you have to raid is the quarters. There should be enough scrap metal in the quarters that you will be done with collecting Dwemer scrap metal. So now at this point, you should have all the dwarven ingots you're going to need, 525. Now you're going to focus on iron ingots and leather. Leather and iron ingots, cheapest things that you could buy from any blacksmith. So Whiterun, of course, you know, has 3 people that you could talk to buy this stuff. Or you can go to the general merchant, and that's like 4 people just right there in Whiterun. You could go to the other stores, even hunt for the stuff. If you don't want to buy all that iron, the 3 iron mines you can go to, there's Ember Shard right next to the Guardian Stones. There's the Stream Camp, which is right next to Whiterun. And then there is another mine just a little bit south of Dawnstar that you can go to if you're really hurting for iron. If not, just go to all the merchants and just buy all that. Markarth, Windhelm, Solitude, they all have people that just sell all this stuff. It's cheap and it's not really worth your time going out and stressing about it. Another step, you're going to have to go to the Guardian Stones. This is where that one crown that you made comes into play. You're going to want to equip it. Now, if you already have one of the Guardian Stones equipped or something like that, the easiest way to reset it is to activate these 2 Guardian Stones right here. Now, once you do that, you're going to want to go to the Lover Stone, equip the Lover Stone, and after that you have that equipped, you want to go back to those 3 Guardian Stones, and then you're going to want to take the Warrior Stone. The reason why you have to do it in this order is because the first one that you accepted gets stored into the crown when you accept the second one. And for some reason, you need the Lover Stone inside the crown, because if you're trying to go for the sleep bonus, a Lover Stone does not work with it. So make sure once you take off the crown, the Lover Stone says removed, and once you put it back on, the Lover Stone is added. So another bonus 10% to the XP that you gain, you have to go into one of the inns and you have to sleep in one of the beds. Go into the inn, pay the 10 gold, take off the crown, make sure that you do not have the Lover Stone activated. Sleep, I think the minimum hours you need is 5, and up in that upper left hand corner it should say that you're well rested. So now it's the moment everybody has been waiting for. It's time to start smithing. Got to break down all that leather. Got to make 148 leather strips and make sure you have at least 74 leather after that. So before you actually start any smithing, you want to make sure that you have everything correctly equipped. So you're going to need the Erythral Crown equipped. Make sure you check all your active effects, that you have all 4 of them ready to go. And now it's time to start smithing. First thing that you're going to create are leather bracers. You're going to have to create 74 of these. So just go to town. On the computer, all you have to hit is E and Y to make something. I'm pretty sure on the console, all you have to do is just double tap the standard AA or XX button, whatever it is for the console you're playing. And that'll bring you right to level 30. Once at level 30, you want to go into your skill trees, level up. You're probably going to level up doing just that little short amount. And make sure you hit Dwarven Smithing. That is going to be what we need next. We're going into Dwarven and we're going to make a fuck ton of bows. And when I mean a fuck ton of bows, I just mean 175 bows, which is still a lot of bows. So I'm going to talk about the next step right now. You're going to have to go and take all these bows and upgrade them at the grindstone. And that is where that ancient knowledge effect that we got before comes into play. So the ancient knowledge, what it says is that smithing increases 15% faster, but that's not what it means. It means that you have fortify smithing of 15%, which I guess that's better in the long run, but whatever. So go into the potions, make sure you drink that one potion that we got in the dungeon, and you're going to want to start upgrading all of these bows. It's going to be a lot of bows to upgrade. You're probably going to have to upgrade almost every single one of them, depending on how fast you are pressing the buttons to upgrade. So if you're on a computer, a macro helps a lot. That's what I did, but it's also doable by just hitting the buttons. So now, after upgrading about almost all of them, you're finally done. Level 100. Hell yeah. Smithing. No exploits. We did it. You're done now. You don't have to do anything else. You're probably going to level up a lot. I think I leveled up about like 7 times. Take all the perks you want. Make sure you take the ones that matter first, which would be heavy armor. After that, you have about 170 something upgraded bows that you could sell. You make a good amount of money on that shit. And well, that's about it. See you later. See you next time.
I need to ask you to stop. Good. Glad we straightened out.
Got some good pieces if you're looking to buy. More inside.